Hey, but in this video, I want to discuss how to handle when your mother goes to be with the Lord, how to handle the grief. Now, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you up front. When your mother transitioned to be with the Lord, there are no words. There's no words that anyone can say, right? It is a feeling of numbness. It is a feeling of sadness. It is a feeling of grief, of loneliness. And I don't care if your mother lived to be 100 years old. It still was too soon, right? I don't care if she lived to be 80 or 90. It was still too soon. And we know that some people actually lost their mother when their mother was possibly in their 40s or 50s or even 30s, right? And there are still no words, right? So I can't put it into words the way that you should deal with your grief. However, what I can tell you is this. We know that God, heals our broken heart. And we know that, the Bible says, blessed are they who mourn, for they shall be comforted. And we have all these wonderful promises from the Lord when, we're dealing with grief. But it's something about losing your beloved mother, right? It's something about that, right? Because there's a special bond and there's a special connection that you have with your beloved mother. And I don't know if you had a great relationship with your mother or, if everything was okay with mom when she transitioned to be with the Lord. But still, it's just something about when she goes to be with the Lord, right? There are no words to say when that happened, right? The tears are going to come. The grief will come. My mother actually went to be with the Lord about 15 years ago. And there are still moments in season. And it could be anything that could trigger it, right? You could be driving in the car and you could feel this, tears just coming to your eyes. It could be a song. It could be a movie. It could be a conversation. May even see someone that looked like your mom, right? That has happened to me many times before. But anything can trigger it, right? When you're dealing with the grief of your mom. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no words to tell you how to handle it, but I know that God is a comforter, right? And I know that everyone deals with it in a different way. And I don't want you to ever compare your journey in terms of healing with someone else, right? And I want you to remember, of course, the wonderful times that you have with your mom. But even with those memories, there are days that is just simply not enough. You just want your mom, you just want to hug her again, and you just want to, smell her again and, hear her voice, whether it's complaining or whether it's fussing or, I remember my mother, oh, are you gaining weight? And, oh, you need to do this. And, oh, you need, and of course, during that time, you're like, oh, mom, you're just fuss. But when she transitions to be with the Lord, there's nothing that you wouldn't do to hear those complaints and to hear her laughter and to hear, all those wonderful things that you loved about your beloved mother. So again, I am not the one that can give you the steps to deal with the process in terms of your mother going to be with the Lord, because it's different for everyone, right? So I don't want to be arrogant and think that I have the answer, because I do not, because there are no words to say when your mother goes to be with the Lord, right? You cannot put it into words. I cannot explain it to you, right? All I know is that there's this overwhelming sense of almost hopelessness, right? And we know that, of course, that is a temporary feeling, and over time, things should get better. But don't beat yourself up if it takes you some time to get over the grief of dealing with your mom. However, you should be improving, over time. And if that does not happen, it's okay to go and speak with someone, right? God blessed us with therapists and psychiatrists and, people that we can talk to, even your, a close friend, that you trust, someone, even your pastor, someone though that you trust, right? And that you respect and, that would give you good advice. But, there are no words. when your mother go to be with the Lord. You cannot put it into words at all. But, just know that over time it does improve. And I can remember telling me that. I can remember people telling me that when my mother transitioned as well. Oh, it'll get better, and everything will get better, and but I couldn't conceive it at that time. But I am here to tell you that it does get better over time, because what happened is you remember the good times, you remember the laughter, you remember the conversations, and maybe even the vacations that you took together, the meals that you had together. All those things are always a comfort to you, right? So just always, keep that in mind. And most of all, know that you are not alone. Even if you lose, some people lose their mom, I know, when they're younger. There's someone that I know that lost their mom when they were 5, So, if you were blessed to have your mom, until you were maybe in your 40s or, even your 30s or 50s, that is truly a blessing, right? So, we can take that and embrace that joy, the joy in that as well, right? But you could have been 5 or you could have been 60 when you lost your mother. It's still a feeling inside of you, almost like you become a kid again, where you just miss your mom, and sometimes the memories are not enough. Right? When we have about our beloved mothers, the memories are not enough sometimes. We just simply want to give her a hug again, and to come to her for information, and share with her all the wonderful things that's happening in our life, or even the things that are not happening in our life, right? Because there's nothing like the love of a mother, right? So embrace all of those, memories that you have of her, and know that you are not alone. Because there are no words, like I said, when your mother goes to be with the Lord, but you will make it through, and God bless you. And remember to pray and ask God to help you as you grieve, and help you to remember the good times that you had with your beloved mother, okay? And God bless you. And remember, do not ever give up before the miracle happens.